Everyone needs to take a Hawaiian vacation at least once to see the spectacular Pali Lookout and play a round of golf at the picturesque Pali Golf Course, and hike to at least one of the scenic waterfalls. Make a trek to the Diamond Head Lookout to view Honolulu and Waikiki from above. Do the short walk to the Makaha Lighthouse. Visit Pearl Harbor and the Valley of the Temples Memorial Park. See the Byodo-in Buddhist Temple at the foot of the Ko'olau Mountains, a Hawaii state landmark. See the colorful golden koi swim and drive the H3 highway through the mountains. Climb to the Miley Pink pillbox to survey the west coast of Oahu. But if you have to spend your kids' college fund to do it, enjoying your holiday is difficult. Here are a few tips that may help you save a little cash. The biggest expense, even more so than airfare, is lodging. The least expensive option can usually be found in the Makaha area on Route 93, Farrington Highway. The road ends at Yokohama Bay. It's impossible to drive further and circumnavigate the island by road. Few tourists go out this way because they have to return to Honolulu or Waikiki by the same route. The west side of the island has a reputation as being the rough side of the island. My wife and I both went to school here in 1979. During that time, we never came around to this side of Oahu. The last quarter century or so, we have had our vacation and now our retirement home here. This section of Oahu has the highest percentage of native Hawaiian blood. Families have been here for generations. Now Makaha Beach is an official park. It's also a special place for the locals. Buffalo's Big Board surfing competition is held here every year. I have seen the locals bring their own lawnmowers to cut the grass and pick up and clean the beach after a big storm. Panhandling and setting up long-term residence is just not tolerated or permitted here. I found the locals to be warm but very protective of Makaha. As of February 2024, there are studios going for as low as $110 a night. Not ours, we live here now, but others with stunning views. There are 5 condos in this area I believe give good value. 3 condos are seaside, the Cabanas of Princess and Makaha Shores, which is actually grandfathered in at Makaha Beach Park. Lately, short-term rentals have gotten additional scrutiny from the state government, as thousands have become homeless after the Maui fires. But it's still possible to rent beachfront or ocean view for very reasonable rates. There are 2 other buildings that you should consider: Makaha Valley Plantation and Makaha Towers. They are both located just a short drive up from the beach through the beautiful Makaha Valley. Both have more spacious units than the Makaha Shores. The west side has an undeserved reputation for crime and violence. In the almost quarter century we've been here, we haven't been threatened, assaulted, or robbed. The same can't be said for every place we've lived in the U.S. Makaha does mean fierce or savage in Hawaiian, In the old days, there used to be a gang of outlaws that lived in this part of the island who would rob any traveler who would be so careless as to go through this area. If reasonable precautions are taken, I feel that it's as safe as any other part of the island or any other part of the United States. The disadvantage of this area is that it's not near any of the tourist hotspots, although now we kind of consider that an advantage. The island is only 44 miles long by 30 miles wide, so you can drive anywhere you want to go and return in a day easily, with one caveat: rush hour traffic on weekdays, going into town and then coming back after 3 o'clock can be murder. Besides the 3-story plantation condos that we just drove by, there's also the Makaha Towers. If you are staying at either the Makaha Valley Towers or Plantation, one advantage is that they are not very far from the golf course. Although it says Country Club, membership is not required. As of February 2024, the rates are $25 for 9 holes in a cart, or $39 for 18 holes in a cart. There is a snack bar, nothing expensive or lavish, but you can get a hamburger and a Coke there. The prevailing winds here at 21 degrees north latitude are the trade winds out of the east. So the east side of the island is the rainier, wetter side of the island. This side, the west side, is drier and sunnier. So what is at the end of the road anyway? Well, at Yokohama Bay, you'll find the guardhouse for the Kaena Point satellite tracking station. You can get a permit to hike the top of the mountain from the Hawaii Department of Natural Resources. It's $3 a piece. You'll follow the MP's car up through the secure area on top. While driving through the secure area, photos are not allowed. From the top, there are magnificent views of the north and west shores. Depending on the weather, I should add. At the very end of the Yokohama Bay Beach Road is the starting point for the hiking trail around Kaena Point. At one time, there was a track that went all the way around. It was a single lane road. Since then, the road has fallen into the sea and it's impossible and illegal to drive around. It's now a wildlife sanctuary. Park where you see the other vehicles parked, not where the Mustang is parked. It's doubtful you'll get a ticket, but it is near where a gang used to hide in the brush and break into rental cars. The police, tired of driving to the end of the road to take a report, simply swapped a no parking sign for the parking. From the lanai, we've seen whales, monk seals on the beach, and lots of turtles. Here you can see the Makaha Beach Director of Marine Life Conservation erecting a protective barricade around the resting turtle twins, Tina and Tony. Because it's usually a less crowded beach and the backdrop, many films and TV shows are shot here. Today I believe they're doing a Disney movie. For 2 weekends in February, the beach is crowded. It is the time where there is camping on the beach allowed. Buffalo's Big Board Classic Longboard, Boogie Board, and Canoe Surfing Contest. An early riser might spot 2 Polynesian voyaging canoes anchored out. A late rising guest who has returned late the night before and slept in might be surprised to see the beach transformed. Whole families have set up camp to watch a competition, a local tradition for almost 50 years at Makaha. This is the end of part 1. In part 2, we'll talk about transportation and how to avoid the nightly $55 to $60 parking fee Waikiki hotels charge their guests now. Makaha Beach is the second most popular snorkeling spot after Yokohama Bay, but it's free and you don't have to make reservations.